Hey y'all, I'm here and we are finally going to talk about this Family Empire Houston. I know I've been telling y'all for 3 weeks now. We gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. And finally, we get into it, okay? First of all, for those who are new here and returning, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I am Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. This particular video, we are talking Family Empire Houston. It's OWN's new Friday night show. It is a Carlos King production. All right, so um, I'm I am late and behind. But I did, I asked y'all say y'all wanted me to do it. So I'm doing it. I'm keeping my word. Okay. Y'all know I was getting a little tired of not tired of YouTube. It just started feeling like a chore and a job, but it's not the business that pays me. So I just kind of was getting a little bit tired of YouTube, but I'm kind of getting the energy and the spark back. So as I start to get that energy and spark back, I definitely want to try to bring y'all more content as much as I can. Um, the show is good and interesting. It's nothing against the show. It's all me. So I don't want y'all to think I don't like the show. I literally just watched episode 2 and 3 today, tonight. But I had watched episode 1. I also didn't want another Friday night show. Like I was glad Never Ever Met You had ended because I was ready to take a break from the Friday night shows because I know Ready to Love is going to come back soon. So I was like, "Ooh, a break from Friday night," and then this show had to be Friday Night Live. I thought it would be Saturday after Love Marriage Huntsville, but it's not, which is fine. But yeah, so I'm here. I'm back. I don't know if I will do it every Friday, and let me tell y'all that right now. I don't know that I will do it every Friday. Maybe I'll like continue to do a few or a couple episodes at a time. We'll see, go. But just keep your notifications turned on. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Let me make sure I project because the air is on. And make sure y'all comment. Let me know what y'all think of this new show. Are you watching it? Don't care. I watched it for you if it's not your thing. So just watch the review all the way through. And share the video where you like to share your content. Okay, let's hope these videos get pushed to the algorithm. If you are interested in the review I did for Divorced in the Black, you can watch that after you watch this video all the way on through. That video has been uploaded. And then we also got to do this latest episode of College Hill Celebrity Edition. I watched the episode earlier. I'll probably do the review for y'all tomorrow. Anyway, because I'm tired tonight. um, so y'all just keep a lookout for stuff. I finally broke down and did this review. Okay. Like I said, I wasn't trying to do another Friday night show. School stuff about to start back, y'all. So it's like, I've been trying to enjoy my summer break, and then like, where did summer break go? Summer break has disappeared. It's gone. Okay. I literally have to go back to work next week, and I'm so disappointed. So disappointed. And then y'all know, as I've told some of y'all, or some of y'all may know, that I'm going back to school. Okay, I'm getting my admin credential and educational doctorate. So I'm about to be real busy, y'all. But it's okay. I'm gonna start, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep it with YouTube. We're gonna do the best we can with what we got. All right. Pray for me being organized. So I'm a prayer warriors. They got the good prayers. Pray for me to be organized, okay? Anyway, and have time management. That's my biggest struggle, time management. Anyway, let's get into this review. Enough about me. All right, so we have the Braden family, I believe is their name. This behind me is the family tree. So if you are interested in how the family breaks down, because there's a lot of people in this family, okay? That's another reason I was dreading this show. I was like, oh, it's too many damn names, child. Now I could do Ready to Love because like it's the same names every week, and like eventually they leaving the show anyway. But this is too much because they show is people is bippity bopping so much family, child. And the names are not easy names like Jamisha and Jaquita and all them. No shade if that's your name, but those are not names that stick in my memory bank. Now, Nicole, she got a regular base name. That's my sister's name. I can remember that all day. And wasn't there's a Lakeisha, I think. Other than that, the mother names is too hard for me. And the Aunt Nikki got it. Nicole, we call her Nikki for short. Got it. Okay. But the mother names, okay. So we got, so basically this family is in Houston. Like I said, they're a real estate family. We have the matriarch, Granny, okay. Oscarene. Now, Oscarene, she had a stroke at some point, which affected her voice, but her mind is still sharp. So you can't fully understand what she's saying. You have to read the subtitles. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not get, y'all know I have a visual impairment. I have to get up and look at the screen really close and pause it to read everything Granny was saying. So I was not doing that. Okay. I was just trying to pick up on what she was saying. So if I missed some of it, I missed it. Okay. For this particular review, we are not going to go scene by scene like we typically do. We're just going to go over the major storylines and what has happened in the show so far over the span of the 3 episodes. We're going to blend it all together. Okay, so just rock with me, stick with me. So Oscarene, she's married to Papa. I don't know if they said Papa's first name or not, but Papa passed away. I believe they said about around a year ago. So rest in peace to Papa. He was the patriarch of the family. Now, they have this land that they acquired for $72,000. Now it's been appraised for like 800 something thousand. They're trying to sell it for like 700 something thousand. Papa wants the land to go to the G2s. However, Oscarene wants to give the land to her kids, which is the G1s. Like I said, behind me, you can see the breakdown of the family tree. So we have the heads of the family, Grandma, Granny, and Papa. And then we have G1, okay, which consists of, I know it's an Aunt Charlotte, an Aunt Cheryl, Aunt Nikki, the uncle, who is Nicole, Monet, and Keisha's dad. And I want to say it's Aunt Dorothy, but don't quote me. Y'all can look. Let me know if it's Aunt Dorothy or not. Anyway, now they're the G1s. Then we have the G2s, which are the grandkids, which I think are more of the focus of the show, which is Nicole. Nicole's married to Larry, and then they have a daughter. And then we have Jamisha's the oldest grandchild of the G2s. And she has a sister named, what is that girl's name? Jerica? No. See, I told y'all. And I just said the girl's name earlier. She's the one with the blonde wig. She said she used to be a pharmacist. And then she got into real estate. She's making more money doing real estate than being a pharmacist. I was like, that's crazy. So she got into the real estate game with her cousins. They call themselves Sister Jamaica, I think is her name. Jamaica. I'm going to go with that. Anyway, Jamaica's married to, what is her husband's name? The photographer dude. That's her husband. He's a photographer for the brokerage firm. They had started their own brokerage firm. Jamisha and Nicole started together because they told Granny and Papa they wanted to get their real estate license. They paid for them to get the license. And they started a firm, and now like everybody in the family basically works for the company, right? So, and he is a photographer, video media person for the brokerage firm, right? However, he wants them to put him on a contract. They feel like, or Nicole, I guess, feels like he's not doing his job or something. They got something going on with that. I feel like we're missing part of that story because it didn't make sense to me. And at the end of the day, like, put him on a contract, and then if he's not upholding the contract, then that's what it is. Now, his wife, Jamaica, and I'm gonna butcher the names, y'all know I do. She says she's trying to stay out of it because like her husband wants her to take her side on things, even if she's wrong. I get it. Like, I'm okay with her being neutral, but there's certain things I do wish she did stand up a little bit more, because at the end of the day, that's your husband's money, which means it's your money. And I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she could just kind of figure out, like, I'd just be like, be what's for right. Like, it ain't necessarily about taking sides. Just be on the side of right. That's all I'm saying. Be on the side of right, right? So anyway, what the heck? Oh, anywho. So That's one of the storylines happening in the show is the whole thing with the photographer dude. What is his name? Because I know Nicole's husband's name is Larry. Is his name Dion? Daryl? Child, I can't think of it. Anyway, it's too late. Um, and then there's another husband. Maybe his name is Dion or Leon or I don't know. Somebody else's husband. Jamisha's husband. He works also in the real estate, and he is also one of the brokers, realtors, whatever they call it. I know in certain states they have to have a real estate lawyer and a broker and an agent, all that. So I believe Texas is one of those states as well as Georgia. So anyway, I don't know all the terms, y'all. Forgive me. I'm not in real estate. So her husband does that as well as he does music. They have 3 kids, and she just had a son, Jordan. What's his dad's name? Jackson. So cute. I think it was episode 3, and Jackson was on the bed, and he's like 1 year old, and he crawling on the bed. He dang near about to slide off the bed. And it reminded me of my niece. Remember when I told y'all to babysit my 1 year old niece? They just be now my bed is high. Child, I was kept having to make sure that little girl didn't fall off the bed. Child, she's giving me a heart attack. That's what little Jackson was reminding me of. But he's super cute. Jamisha, she's trying to put herself back out there in the forefront of the company, but Nicole is very much she's running the show. So you can see a little bit of something there with them as well. Nicole kind of reminded me of myself a little bit. I was like, when is her birthday? But I'm not into the astrology thing. I was curious. Now Nicole has her husband Larry. Now that's another thing I'm keeping my eye on with this show because she said her and Larry don't get to see each other. They don't really get to have intimacy. She's still mad at him for something he did some time ago, and he be working the night shift, so their schedules is real different. She seemed like she got a lot of walls up though, and she did say that. I don't know. Something about them just gives very much. We might be getting divorced soon. I don't know. And they showed a flashback of her telling him like, there's some things I didn't forgive you for, had on the grudges about. And she said, we shouldn't be in the house just not speaking to each other. I don't know, it felt coldness between them in space. Is it just me? And so I'm like, what did he do though? Because at first I was like, oh, he must be a doctor. But then they never said he was a doctor. He never came home in the scrubs, and he was an ever giving doctor. Like he don't give medical field, right? Then I was like, well, maybe a firefighter or construction worker, or because she kept saying he at one point worked 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So that's why I thought firefighter. Or maybe he's like an offshore lineman, because I know my friend that lives in Houston, that's a lawyer. Her husband does the offshore lineman thing. So he be gone sometime, like gone a few weeks, home a few weeks. So maybe he do something like that. I don't know. Let me know if they told us what Larry did and I missed it. Because I was like, what do Larry do that's so important? He couldn't be at the first family function. Child, they was having oxtails and ooh, they food be looking good. I want to eat with them people so bad. There's some barbecue, everything. Now, another thing that's going on in this show is so the uncle, he right there. I think his picture up here somewhere. It's right here. It's around there somewhere. Anyway, Nicole and Monet and Keisha's daddy. So he got Keisha mama and Nicole mama pregnant at the same time. Nicole's mama's name is Joy. And so Keisha was the outside baby. She wasn't raised like them. She wasn't raised with money like them. So you could tell her and Nicole always have some tension. But I wondered how is her relationship with Monet. They haven't touched on that yet. But they're mostly focused on her and Nicole. I'm assuming because they're the same age. And Keisha's also like more to the folk, because I guess Keisha's cool with Jamisha and Jamaica, whatever her name is, and who are sisters, right? And remember, everybody calls themselves sister cousins. So, I think it was in episode 1, they had like a crab boil because they wanted to get the sisters together, and they wanted to try to break down the walls between Nicole and Keisha. And they were like the sisters were laughing about, Nicole having a wall up. Nicole got so mad. She's like, "Thank you for the crab boy." She's throwing like, if girl was not that serious. Like, I get it, it could be a touchy subject, whatever. Like, we everybody got half siblings. Child, three of my siblings are half siblings, but I don't say half or nothing like that. Like, we got the same daddy, different mama. Like, nobody's tripping like that. But it has to do with the whole family dynamic of how things were done. I was blessed that things are done in a good way in my family when it came to that kind of thing. But if she wasn't brought into the family properly, I can see it being a thing. And it seems to be a sore spot for Nicole. And so Nicole stormed out, and then eventually her and Keisha had a talk, and seemed like they kind of made some progress about it, and saying that they want to create a safe space for each other because so Keisha's mom died a couple of years ago. So she, felt like she didn't have anybody because her mom died. And then, she always felt left out of this side of her family because, she kind of like was the outsider of the family, which I understand. I understand Keisha and Nicole's feelings. Like, it's just tough when the older generation, i.e., their dad, did what he did and just caused all this trouble and issues in the family, right? So I will say it felt like Lakeisha and Nicole did make some progress, right? And the two cousins, they apologized to Nicole, whatever. Now, um, at one point, Joy, which is Nicole's mom, met up with her for dinner, and Nicole's telling her how she wants to adopt and how she almost had to do IVF or whatever. They almost had some infertility issues when they were having their daughter, right? She almost had to take other precautions, but thank God she didn't, right? So the mom's like, "Oh, you never told me this. I never knew this." I was like, "Really?" But Nicole is very guarded. Okay, she seems very private as well. Like, she seems like she keeps a lot to the chest and she holds things in. And she seems very much serious, right? And there's a couple of things she said. I was like, "Oh, girl." Yeah, she kind of reminded me of myself a little bit. So anyway, um, so she was talking about the talk she had with her sister Keisha, whatever. And the mom was like, "Okay, y'all don't even know what really happened. Like, let me tell you what really happened at the time." So Nicole's like, "Girl, I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it." Like, she's like, "I feel like at this stage of my life, it's like I'm tired of reliving that pain. I'm tired of dealing with that. So at this part, like, I don't even want to know what happened." And I was mad because I wanted Mama Joy's tea. I wanted Miss Joy's tea. I want to know what that husband was doing and how he foo la la. And now y'all got these ghetto twins. Ghetto twins, when they pregnant at the same time, do two different mamas, if y'all didn't know. Okay, so matter of fact, y'all want some real tea. Technically, my mom is a ghetto twin. So my mom and my auntie on my dad's side, born the same year, just different months. Like, a few months apart, like maybe 4 months apart. Okay. So I get it. I was trying to hear what happened, and she cut her mama off. I was so mad. I was like, "Girl, we need to hear what was really going on. Oh, it was true tea." But she did not want her to tell it. Maybe she didn't want her to tell it on camera. Maybe she's like, "Girl, you doing too much." I don't know. Anyway, side note, I do want y'all to know that real estate company is doing very good. She said the projections for the year or the quarter was like 52 million. So kudos to the black business. Kudos to these black women bosses doing their thing. Like, that is so cool. I do like the premise of the show, and it's very educational. We saw Nicole selling a house that looked very, very wonderful. The black surgeon lady was trying to buy. So that was real cool. Like I said, the show is good, y'all. I'm just tired. Okay, and didn't want to do a Friday night show, but I'm here. Anyway, going back to, the G2s and the G1s and the land. So Granny, she has to pay like $35,000 a year worth of taxes on that property. And property taxes can be a thing, right? So she wants to sell the land. I believe they have the land for sale now. Aunt Nikki, she's a G1, but she's the youngest of Oscarene's kids. And I think she's she must do most of the a lot of the caretaking for Granny, and she's Granny's handles a lot of her business dealings, and she's her realtor. So, they're trying to sell it. Now they want mom or Granny. Granny wants to sell it, I should say, because she wants to give the money to her kids, which is G1, and so they could pay off their mortgages for their houses and whatever. And G2, they want to build on the land and keep it in the family, and they feel like if they build properties on it, and expand it, it would create more wealth, and it's all this stuff. So they got some family friends. I forgot the family friends' names. And one of them also works at the brokerage, and they came out and ran some numbers with them and said it's going to be like a $7 to $10 million dollar situation. And he's explaining what they could do on the land. Now there was also a scene, I believe in episode 2, when Jamisha and Jamaica met up and they were going over what they want, what they see for the land. But ultimately, Jamisha is trying to do all this. So it's mainly Jamisha is the mouthpiece on all this, and she's trying to, make it happen. Also, side note, they got an event center space, and Jamisha went there to help her mom and Granny set up for somebody's event they're gonna have. And so she was telling them, telling Granny what she wants to do with the land. And Granny seemed open to it, so Jamisha thought cool. And Nikki and Nikki always was in the middle because she's the youngest of the G1s, and she seems to be more cool. And I think she relates more because she's younger to the G2s and she's around them more. And she also works at the real estate firm, right? So, and Nikki, and Cheryl said Nikki though, and Nikki was looking good in her seats. I was like, oh, that Nikki, how old is Aunt Nikki? She was looking good. So, and Nikki is all for the G2's plans with the land, what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do sounds great because they're talking about how, Houston is a booming metropolitan. They're building a lot of developments in Houston. I've seen it for myself. Y'all know Houston is like another home away from home. Like it's here, Stockton is home, of course. Then it's Vegas is like home number 2 for me. Houston is like home number 3 for me. So, I know a bit of what's going on in Houston. And yeah, they're right about it. And the thing with the loop and them pushing out to that area, North Houston and all that, is true. So what they're trying to do, I think, is a good idea. And like I said, Nikki is for it, but she's like, you're going to have to come correct with the money because G1 is going to want their money, right? Because G1 wants Granny to pay them they want to get their inheritance. And so they want to make sure they speak up so that, they don't not get what they're supposed to get. So it was funny, though, when Jamisha was out there with the 2 friends of the family who were, helping them figure out the land, and Nikki was out there as well. And Jamisha was trying to throw jabs saying like, oh, because G1s, they want their money right now. Because the guy was saying, yeah, you can sell the land and you get money one time versus like what you're trying to do, which is going to build more generational wealth. Like what the G2s are trying to do does make sense, right? Like I see both sides, but at the same time, I understand the G1s positions as well. That's their parents. So of course they're going to want what they want from their parents. And so, and Nikki was okay when Granny had sold stuff and gave it to your mom, like your mom was generous, right? And she's like, yeah, my mom was generous. Cause like, and Nikki's like, okay, if the G1s get it, they're going to give it to their kids. So the G1s want things to be passed down naturally, like from the parents to us, and then we pass it to the grandkids. The grandkids are trying to like, hey, let's elevate it and build more wealth on it. So I get both sides, right? I would personally go with the G2's plans myself. And I've kind of been in their position where you feel like as the grandkid, you're getting slided over the kids. I get that, right? Not on the same level as them, of course. Nothing even close to that. When I say that, y'all. I don't want y'all to take that the wrong way. Anyway, so like I said, Jamisha was out there kind of just throwing jabs like, oh, because G1s always need Granny to pay their bills. Like they so used to da 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 da. And so she said, oh no, like don't get it twisted. Like we worked for our parents our whole lives. Like nothing was handed to us. Like basically they're saying like, don't try to make it like, you know, Granny and Papa just paying our bills and doing all this stuff for us and giving us money. But it kind of was looking like that because Granny said she want to pay y'all mortgages. Like, you know, that's what it was given. That's what it was given. And sometimes it do feel like, and y'all let me know if y'all have experienced this in y'all's family, like your mom and your aunties and uncles generation, like they got stuff more handed to them sometimes. And then like we don't like millennials, like we don't get it. But I don't know. It just depends on your family dynamic too. I'm not saying that's true for everybody, right? Like in my family, like my granny, like she spoiled her kids rotten, literally rotten, right? But then so then when me and my siblings came along, like yeah, we were spoiled to a sense as well, but we also like, you know, now you know they're my granny's making up for what she did the first time, so she's not like spoiling us on that level. You know, we still had to work and like do stuff. You know, we not that we weren't gonna work, but I'm just saying like we weren't spoiled rotten on that level like that. No, just different, right? So that's why I was saying I could kind of see what they're saying. Anyway, I hope I'm making sense to y'all. So we will see, and you know, Nicole, you know, she's Granny's like Ace Boom. She's met with Granny, had Granny come over, teach her how to make cabbage, her and her daughter. So cute. And I was looking to see what Granny was doing with that cabbage, so I could learn. And so she's like, I don't want you nobody pushing you around, Granny. You could do whatever you want to do with the land and da 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 da. And I think Granny know, you know, but I think they said it's three of the aunties Granny gonna listen to before she make her decision. I wonder how old is Granny? Did they say how old Granny was? I'm assuming she in her 80s. Or like, yeah, she got to be in her 80s. Anyway, I love seeing all this beautiful black family though. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And they got just a big, nice, beautiful family. Now last piece of storyline I want to touch on before we get out of here. So Keisha's got a woman at home, right? I think what's the girl's name? Amber or Dream? No, y'all know I'm bad at these names. I want to say her name was Amber or something like that. Anyway, so she was invited to the brunch with the broker event that Jamisha had, right? And so, after you know they got done with the brunch, towards the end of the brunch, the families are sitting on downstairs, and Nikki, Jamisha, Jamika, the other sister, she was on a trip to Mexico, and it was Nicole, Keisha, and her girlfriend. So they are bringing up the fact that they don't really know the girlfriend too well. Like when she comes to the family gathering, she just be quiet. She don't say nothing. She don't interact with the people, nothing like that. And Nicole's like, yeah, we didn't really know. And you know, you left the bad taste in our mouth because when Keisha's mom died 2 years ago, and Keisha's ex kept calling her, and then you was jamming her up about that and giving her a hard time, and then she had to explain to you why her ex is calling you, and we felt like, dang, her mom just died, and you giving her a hard time. So it was like the wrong, weirdest time to bring it up. But the way Nicole was just like putting it out there on the table, I was like, dang, okay, girl, let's get into it. Let's get into it. And so and Nikki was like, yes, you know, girl, okay, girl, glad you brought it up. Okay, girl. So then the girlfriend, I don't say her name was Amber, she just looked kind of like caught off guard. And so Keisha felt like they were ambushed. So Keisha's like, nah, I didn't even know y'all, you know, felt like this. And so, you know, they were glad they cleared the air or whatever. So Amber and Keisha, they do plan to get married and they want to blend their families. I'm assuming Amber has kids as well. Keisha said she had a son with one of her friends or somebody. And so then when she was like 18 or something like that. So anyway, So they went to go look at a house, a nice house together, and they were talking outside. And she's like, "Yeah, I thought we was going there for the real estate thing because Amber does real estate as well." And she's like, "I felt kind of, thrown off guard because then we talking about this personal matter at this business event." Shout out to Tasha Mack. And so she was like, "I didn't know, what we here for." And so she was like, "I didn't know they felt that way." And she's like, Did you explain to them what you did?" And I was like, "Oh, girl, what she do? What she do?" And so I guess Keisha said she was, trying to be a grown up or something. She was trying to be mature and be friends with her ex. And I guess the ex was doing too much and it wasn't working out. And Amber had a boundary about that because she had experienced that, I guess, with one of her exes. So Lakeisha broke one of her boundaries. And so that's why Amber was jamming her up like that. Now I'm assuming she must have did more than what they're telling us on the camera. Like it must have been something really going on with that ex. Cause she did make it a point to say I was single at the time, when I was getting with Amber. Like, you were supposed to be single. Like, girl, what? So I feel like it was something else to that ex story that we didn't get. Cause the way she was like, did you tell them what you did? She's like, "Go, you were trying to cover yourself, protect yourself." And Lakeisha was low key laughing about it, like, "No, I was trying to protect myself." Like, "Yes, you were, girl. Yes, you were." And that's what it was giving. That's exactly what it's giving. And so she was like, "You know what? I'll talk to them. Girl, I will clear the air about that because that's not right." So she sent them a long dramatic text about feeling ambushed, and that's her girl. She gonna stick beside her and all that. So then they went to his name Dion or Leon, whatever. Jamisha's husband had a music event. They went to that. The sister that just came back from Cancun was like, "Girl, what is this text about?" Because I didn't even know, I wasn't even here. She said the vacation, wore her out. So then they were telling her, like, "Girl, this is what's going on." And Nikki was like, "Nicole got it started." She's like, "I didn't start nothing." So, we gonna see. It said to be continued from that part. That was in episode 3. We gonna see what happens with that. I think that's where a lot of the drama is going to come from. Hopefully they can get all that together. Hopefully they can get all that together, right? If I was Keisha though, I would just make what she should do, even if she wasn't doing that much with that ex, like maybe it was innocent or low key in her mind. She should make herself the bad guy, because then it would make them like the girlfriend more. Like, yeah, your mama did die, so you was going through a rough time, but you could be like, "Yeah, I was being inappropriate with my ex, y'all, to be honest." And that's why she was upset. And so then they would be like, "Okay, girl, you was wrong, okay? And we are on your girlfriend's side. You want the family to be on your person side, right? You want them to like your person, so you want them to be on your person side." But that's just my advice. That's what I would do. And as far as, because this part was bothering me too, before we get off the line, as far as photographer dude and his wife go, because when the ladies was getting stretched out, I forgot to mention they had a little ladies' night. It was after Nicole and Keisha had they talk. They had a little ladies' night, so the fellas met up. It's only 3 fellas, okay? The 3 husbands. They talking about surviving the Braden ladies, child. Larry and the photographer dude and the musician dude, child. I'm gonna learn their names one day. I promise y'all. Anyway, so they met up. They said Larry funny, he don't even know it. I guess. So the ladies was talking, they was getting stretched out. They was all in Keisha business about her boob thing. And then they was talking about the photographer husband and how, he coming to work and he ain't even doing nothing, and they need to get him a contract. And his wife is just sitting there. She's like, "Don't, I'm not going to go back and tell my husband anything. I try to stay neutral. I try to stay out of it, because if I go back and say anything to him, it's just going to be creating more mess." But I don't know. It's the stuff that they were saying about him in that moment. I didn't like. I just wish she would have stood up for her man like a little bit more, just a little bit more. Like, I'm not saying create a rift. And they were like, at the end of the day, like, this is your family. Like, husbands can come and go. Like, this is your family. So, and the wife did say that he does make decisions off of emotion a lot of times. So, I could see, with that whole photography thing, both sides of it. Because I guess Nicole kicked him out the office, and then he said they want him to do all this work. He ain't showing up to do it. He said he want a contract, or he gonna focus on the other stuff he got to do. I say give him a contract. So if he break it, then that's it. Or decide if he gonna be an at will or per diem. What y'all gonna do with him, right? That's business, administration, whatever. But y'all get it in writing. That's all I'm gonna say. Get it in writing. So this is Larry's hours. This is his rate. This, he will complete this project, or he will be on a project by project case, or make a contract for every photography thing he's doing. I imagine he's going out taking pictures of the houses though. So I don't know. Yeah, make him a contract. Shoot, y'all should have been did that in my opinion. But yeah, I just wish the wife would have stood up for her man a little bit more, like a little bit more. But they were like, she even said in the confessional, like, my family gonna be my family forever. Like, I get a new husband next year. I don't like the way she was there, like he was disposable. Like, I'm not saying you gotta like throw your family away for him. No way. But I think, right is right, wrong is wrong, right? And I just wish I'm glad she's staying out of it, because if she was running back to each side, it would be very, very messy. So I'm glad she's not doing that. And then they was talking about I was laughing when they said, because what's her name? Monet is a single, I guess she's the last single one. And she was asking, do they tell their men, like, do they share bank accounts or anything like that? They was like, huh? Say what? The one girl speaking Spanish, Jamisha. They was like, no, our money is our money. Our husbands will not know what's in our accounts. They will not. You don't tell your man how much money you got. My granny taught me that, so I know that's right. You don't tell your man. Don't ever tell a man how much money you make. Always downplay it. Don't ever tell him what's in your bank account. Don't share your bank account if you ain't got to. And if you got to do a joint one, keep your own separate. Keep some money aside he don't know about. That's just my opinion. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think of this new show. Y'all watching it? Yeah. Finally caught up for y'all. I did this for y'all. Okay. Thank y'all for all the new subscribers. Some new subscribers came through. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Bye.